Johnny Bench once said, "Slumps are like a soft bed, easy to get into and hard to get out of." We're still pretty fucking early in the baseball season, as I've mentioned pretty often the last few weeks. And there's a few players who I strongly believe are going to figure their shit out sooner rather than later and still put together some pretty good years. Now, I've never pretended to be some kind of expert baseball analyst. I usually I'm a professional bullshitter. I mean, that's what a podcast is basically. I think I stole that line from a movie. I think that might have been from the Green Book or something. That's not important though. Besides the point. There's a few hitters that I have a personal bias and belief. Oh, here comes Fat Reba barging in. If you listen to episode 48, Reba was asleep in that one and not bugging me at all, but now I think her big ass wants some food and she's not going to get it till I'm done with this. So she's going to have to live. So again, I never pretend to be some kind of smart, analytical fella who knows everything and, can kind of produce those kind of predictions. But I can tell you what my eyes see. And despite my eyes seeing some pretty shitty stats from Zach Geloff, Nolan Jones, and Jordan Walker, I believe those three dudes are going to put together very good seasons. And it's really going to show that how you start a season, especially in April, you're figuring shit out. It takes time to get your feet wet, especially with, those three guys who are all in their second year and they're just figuring some shit out. But they've got the tools. They're all athletes. They all can steal bases. Speed doesn't go into a slump, I can tell you that. Speed does not go into a slump. And they're three players who I imagine their teams are excited for their futures as well. Even Zach Geloff for the Oakland A's, that team's future is looking pretty bleak. But you know what? I bet if you are an actual A's fan, you're probably a fan of Zach Geloff. And also, I guess part of why this idea came up is because Jackson Holliday recently debuted, and he apparently, I think he is quite literally 1 for 30 right now. He's got one hit in like his 30 at-bats. And there is not one soul that is concerned about that. And I agree. It's hard to look at those 30 at-bats and be like, oh, no, he's washed. He can't do it. He doesn't have the tools. It's like, no, there's nobody with a brain who thinks that. So it kind of puts that into perspective how in baseball it's really weird how long it can be acceptable for you to, struggle because there's so many games, so many at-bats. It takes time to really gauge a guy and figure that stuff out. Again, I what the fuck do I know? But I think it's an interesting thing. Fucking cat. Come here, Reba. Come here. We got guest star Reba. I'm trying to support the child so she doesn't get upset and meow. And Jackson Holliday, I looked it up. Apparently across all three levels of minor league baseball last year, he hit .323 as a 19-year-old. At 19, he was that productive against three levels of minor league baseball last year. And that was all last year. He's 1 for 30 this year, and it's April. So they're going to keep giving him chances, and he's eventually going to figure it out, and the Orioles are going to get even scarier. And as crazy as it might seem, Zach Geloff, Nolan Jones, Jordan Walker, those are three dudes who I think... Oh, sorry, Reba. All right, I had to put the fat cat down. So I guess part of where my faith comes from for these three dudes is they each had opportunities last year to play, and they were productive. By their stats, I thought that they were all three very productive last year. Zach Geloff played the least out of the three of them. He only played 69 games, but he hit 14 home runs, 32 RBIs, hit 267. I think he also maybe stole like 14, 15 bases or something. And again, Nolan Jones and Jordan Walker are dudes who can steal some bases too, like 15, 20 bases at least. And Nolan Jones had played in 106 games last year. He hit 20 home runs and had 62 RBIs and hit 297, which I think is pretty fucking impressive. Hitting close to 300 as a rookie. Real hard to complain about that. And then Jordan Walker, again, I've talked about Jordan Walker plenty on this show, but he played in 117 games last year, hit 16 home runs and 51 RBIs, hit 276. 276 as a batting average now is pretty fucking good. The game is changing in that way for sure. Right, Reva? Fat ass cat. And Geloff and Jones have the benefit of their teams don't have a very great outlook in the near future. So they're going to keep getting at bats, and it's also, that means something because they get to be some, excitement points for teams that don't have a lot, going on. So does that mean something? Who knows? But I would like to think that it means something for Geloff and Jones there. Jordan Walker, I would be absolutely over the fucking moon if I woke up tomorrow and it all clicked and everything came true and he was just hitting a home run every other night, and by the end of this season he's got 47 and he's a top 3 MVP candidate and whatever. But reality says he's 21, and this year it's hard to know exactly, but I think that he's, in the neighborhood of 30 home runs is not ridiculous. Right now he's got none. He's got 4 RBIs. He's hitting 164. But his swing and the way that he is built and the dog in him, you can't go against the dog. I know the title of this is like, Conquer the Slump or something. That's what I got written down. Conquer the Slump is the current title of this one. But the thing about it being April is, can you even call it a slump if it's this early? Aaron Judge is hitting 100 something and no one gives a shit. So I wonder if that's also another point of discussion, which I would like to. I've got a few more quotes here. So my motto was to keep swinging, Hank Aaron. Slump? I ain't in a slump. I just ain't hitting, Yogi Berra. I've had slumps that lasted into the winter, Bob Uecker. So boom. Can you call it a slump if it's that early in the season? I bet Yogi Berra, Hank Aaron, Bob Uecker, I bet they wouldn't think so. They'd be like, no, that doesn't count. It's April. Who cares? There's snow on the ground in some places. How can you be slumping when there's snow on the ground? I feel like that doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't. You can't be slumping and have snow on the ground. So, whatever. Just wait for the snow. So I'll be honest. I don't have a ton more here. Again, I'm not some kind of analytical fucking genius. Zach Geloff, Nolan Jones, Jordan Walker. I do believe that all three of them are going to be very productive in Major League Baseball this year. I believe they've all got the tools to hit for average, power, and they can all steal some bases. And I think that they're 3 young players who have the potential to do that and make that happen. So I I thought it'd be fun to make this episode in April, and I'll have to remember to come back to these around the All-Star break and see where we're cooking, because I've had some bold predictions before for this season. Some of them could be right, but these ones I feel good about, but a couple of them are gonna miss inevitably. I mean, I'm not, but you know what? I'll try to give you accountability. I do my best. But let me know if you think I'm fucking stupid. Let me know if you hate Zach Geloff. Who knows? But I've just got a certain amount of faith in Geloff, Jones, and Walker. I think that they'll be damn good. And I just thought it was interesting because, you know, Jackson Holiday, about 1 for 30 right now. Nobody's batting an eye. He's gonna figure it out. And that applies to multiple hitters, especially this early. I also thought it was worth mentioning there's a few young hitters who have started off pretty strong so far. Mason Wynn, shortstop for the Cardinals, currently hitting .321. Jackson Merrill, I think the second top 5 prospect in all of baseball, at least top 5. I can't remember right now, but Jackson Merrill playing center field and some shortstop for the Padres. I think mostly center field. He's hitting .311. Jordan Westberg for the Baltimore Orioles, Jackson Holiday's teammate, currently hitting .319. And that's a team with Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson already. So that's fucking crazy. So the hits are going to be coming for Holiday. And same for Geloff, Jones, Walker. If you're listening this far, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. The previous episode is a little bit of a reset, kind of getting my feet back under me, getting back in the routine here. So if you listen to that one and this one, I especially appreciate that. And just that you're listening at all, that is what means quite a bit. So expect another episode this upcoming Friday as we get back into the swing of everything, and I juggle all of the shit going on. Big fat Reba's charging for the door. I'll do my best to keep writing and reporting back to you guys and letting you know how everything's going and whatnot, and hopefully that'll help me keep some momentum and keep some solid production here in multiple ways. So that's the goal. And all you can do is your fucking best, man. But this podcast is always a part of it. So again, if you're here, it's important and it's meaningful to me. So damn, that was mushy as shit. Well, I'm getting the fuck out of here for real now. I'm excited to see how this cuts together. Hopefully it doesn't fucking suck. For the 18th time in this episode, thank you for listening, and I will see you next episode for episode 50. Go Birds. The Birds are the ones who really need to get out of the fucking slump, so fucking get out of that.